morning, welcome back to another episode of Rolling with the Spectrum. It's getting hot out here, so I might go inside and have a chat about all things autism and what I got lined up in the show today. But yeah, just thought I'd come out, have a look at the ducks out on the lake. I don't think I can zoom, can I? Can I zoom? Very new to the GoPro. But yeah, have a go at that. Blue skies all around. What a day to be alive, guys. Great for the mental health out here in the nice blue skies of West Australia. I have to keep the sunnies on because the shirt's rather bright. Hey boys. I don't know if you guys can see out there, but can we zoom? No, I don't know. Can zoom, but you can see little ones out there. Little ones are there, look. Hey, you cranky? Remember, like and subscribe down there, okay? You've got to get them from all angles, I guess. Anyway, gotta head inside and roll on for our Ashes series of Rolling with the Spectrum. See you soon. Good morning, welcome back. As you see my intro outside today, it's hot. I'm inside now with the aircon cranking. I've got a nice DC in front of me in my stubby cooler, which once I get the right amount of subscribers, which is 500, or I'm only less than 100 off that, do need my hours up, guys. My viewing hours up, so I can start monetizing the channel and hopefully selling some merchandise so I can donate to various charities around Australia and hopefully the world if I get enough viewers watching and liking and subscribing throughout the duration Rolling with the Spectrum is about. But like I said, it's heating up outside, just like on the cricket pitch with Australia versus England in the Ashes. So no better way to compare the two countries when it comes to autism. Not saying we're rivals when it comes to autism and who does it better, but it's just raising awareness on who, how and what we do as individual countries / nations to help diagnose, support those people with autism, and how many people actually go undiagnosed without any treatment, and what reasons behind that may be or what it could look like. I don't have any backdrop behind me, so it looks pretty boring behind me, but hopefully I can put some information up for you. But yeah, rolling on to our own backyard here. So in 2022, just under 300,000 Australians were recognised as autistic, and that's about 1.1% of the population, which was a jump up to 41% from 2018. The rise there, not because autism is spreading, but it's because we're finally recognising people who were always on the spectrum and they were just previously overlooked. So there's better screening techniques out there. More people are getting recognised, probably misdiagnosed in the past. We'll dive into that once we get into the episode a little bit further. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why the jump has been so high in the last few years, is because of just better understanding, more awareness out there, like I'm trying to do with this channel, raise awareness for autism so we can have all-inclusive future. Okay, so key figures from this, so autism peaks in childhood, so 4.4% of kids aged between 10 and 14 are identified as autistic. Adults just 0.6%, and that's at the ages between 25 and 39. People like myself over 40, nearly zero people are diagnosed. I think that's more of a generational thing where there's nothing wrong with me, so I won't go and get it checked out. A little bit different, I actually got myself checked out from my psychiatrist. I've got the results here. Yes, I think I showed you guys on one of the other videos. I'm going through that process now to, not so much for myself because I know who I am, but help other people in my position, help kids, help my own daughter understand the struggles that comes with growing up with autism. Okay, and what else do we have in my little statistics here? So 73% of autistic people have disabilities, or profound or severe disabilities, i.e. mental illness. 6% of those people struggle with communication, and our students, 97% of those students at school require educational support programs. Okay, and there's only 42% of adults who are employed with ASD are actually employed, and most of them are part-time. So I think Australia can do a little bit better job there. Another little stat here from Australia is that autism diagnoses are 2.3 times more common in males than what they are in females. However, that gap is starting to bridge. So yeah, that's pretty cool stats there. Let's have a look at the United Kingdom now by comparison. So the UK estimate about 1 in 100 people are autistic, but their research, I believe now the true number might be closer to 1 in 40 people, and even 1 in 30 people if you include undiagnosed adults. So undiagnosed aged by age in the UK, so 0 to 19, 23% of people go undiagnosed in the UK. So ages between 20 and 39, over half, and undiagnosed 40 to 59 go undiagnosed. 89% of people go undiagnosed, and 60 plus. I can't believe they got stats for this. Like, we don't. So yeah, obviously they're statisticians and boffins over there doing a bit more research, I guess. So 60 plus, 96.5% are undiagnosed. But like I said before, a lot of that is a generational move, I think. So what's this mean? That almost every autistic senior that lives in the UK, their entire life without any recognition or support or understanding. And like in my show notes here, it's a similar pattern to what we see over here in Australia too. So yeah, we just don't measure it as good as what the UK do, I guess. So something to look at. I'll throw those side-by-side patterns now into the cut shot. Just threw in a extra slide 2 at the end of last 2 I just put in between scenes here, just so we can compare the 2 countries directly. So diagnosis rise in children. Australia is 4 to 5% of kids identified, as UK is about 2 to 3% officially, but likely higher in both countries. They show a strong identification in childhood thanks to a better awareness and update in diagnosis criteria. So thanks to better research, better diagnosis criteria, awareness for websites, people like myself on YouTube. Just want to throw a disclaimer out there. I am no way a medical profession, so I just do a little bit of research and throw my noggin on YouTube and talk about autism to help try and raise awareness and try and keep it as low-key and original as possible. Let's go number 2. What's my other point here? I got so sharp drop in adult recognition. So Australians, almost no data over 40 because almost none were diagnosed. UK adults 40 plus, overwhelmingly 89 to 96% 50% of people go undiagnosed in the UK. At least they've got stats. Like I said, at least they've got stats for that. So in both cases, it isn't because older people don't have autism. It's because systems weren't built around when we were kids to recognise it as kids. We're either A, naughty kids, B, weird kids, C, other forms of diagnosis, like for someone that couldn't talk, you class either deaf or dumb. Those whole words like the R word gets thrown about too, as depicted by the Rain Man and so on. Now we got gender patterns here. So historically, the ratio was 1-4, male to female in Australia, but now it's closer to half, so 2-1. Thanks to better knowledge on how autism actually presents in females and younger girls. In the past, girls were better at masking their autism through their childhood and just getting on with it, where boys, we're simple creatures. If we don't get it, we don't get it. Simple as that. Girls like, oh, we get it, and they carry on and as if they do, when really they don't. Boys just go along scratching their balls and are happy with life. So I guess now they know a little bit more, they can help a little bit more. Okay, the UK is actually seeing the same shift in this, the same as us, so it's good to see that the research is across the board. The support needs are significant, so communication difficulties, 60% of autistic Australians, education support required for 93%, like I've already explained. The UK sees high expulsion rates in kids among autism due to the unmet needs, so I'm guessing they don't have EAs that assist them. If any of my UK followers can elaborate on this, please leave a comment down in the comment section or DM me over on Instagram, Rolling with the Spectrum over there. It's hit me up in the DMs, whatever. Give us a bit of insight if you want to come on and have a chat, or we can try and arrange something on Skype or FaceTime or one of those mediums, and have a chat about it, enlighten myself and tell the world your story too. Employment rate. So UK autistic adults, there's a 22% employment rate, where Australia is actually doing a little bit better with 42%. So there are better diagnoses now in children in both countries. They still struggle to support autistic people throughout their adulthood by the sounds of it. So there we go. That's that. But why are so many adults missed? Let's have a look. Why are so many adults missed? So obviously back in the day, autism was only seen as a childhood disorder. So doctors and your physios, your psychologists assumed autism only affected children and only affected boys mainly. Like I said before, autistic girls are often or always better masked and presented autism differently, or labelled as anxious or shy. So back in the day too, I've got to find out when this actually changed, when adults started getting screened. We did see a big change of events over COVID. I think a lot of TikTokers and influencers come out saying they were ADHD or ADHD for content creation and stuff like that. So probably the last 10 years, I reckon, adults started getting screened. But yeah, if you survived school without any diagnosis, you probably didn't have autism, basically. Older diagnosis criteria was very narrow, so yeah, something must have had to have happened as an adult for you to go, for the doctor or psychologist to go, we might screen you. And the old school stigma, same as every mental health and disability out there, there's always that stigma attached to it. And again, this is why I got this channel running, to try and drop any stigma that may be attached to autism. Okay, and help people understand and be aware that it's really not that bad. It's not really a thing. It's just misunderstood. The human cost of undiagnosed people. So when people are, obviously, when autistic people aren't diagnosed, what does this mean? Does it mean they're coping fine? Probably not. Probably got a few mental health issues that they been either diagnosed with, such as chronic anxiety, repeated burnout, social isolation, confused over why life feels harder than other people, borderline personality disorder, different forms of bipolar, like me, major depression, the inability to hold down jobs, conversation, friends, and all that stuff. So sensory overwhelmness, and that's the same on both sides of the spectrum here, from the UK and Australia. That's pretty much on par. So yeah, that's that for now. Righto, so what support networks are actually in place for Australia? Let's go through these ones. So we have NDIS, so they support tens of thousands of Australians on the spectrum, my daughter's included. We actually had a pretty good run with them, to be quite honest. I suppose they want to try and boost their credibility again after it's had a bit of a shitty run throughout the year. I'll leave that in the section at the end of the video, so you can click on it and see what they were trying to do with autistic kids over here in Australia who don't meet the criteria for full autism, whatever that means. Work that out as you will. So the National Autism Strategy, which they have developed to help increase awareness in autism in children and adults, and mainly female autism as well, which helps for a better diagnostic tool for women and older Australians such as myself for ADHD, autism, and other mental health screens. What are the UK doing? They got the Autism Act, which is a nationwide strategy to help autistic people. There's a massive push to reduce the wait list on this on diagnosis. There's research into adult autism and accurate prevalence for them to be monitored and diagnosed properly. And obviously there's campaigns throughout the United Kingdom to promote inclusion within the workplace. So like I said, if there's anyone from the UK that suffers, or not suffers because you can't suffer with it, you just have it, have autism and is an adult and is working full-time, part-time in different industries, throw us a comment in the comment section or DM us over in Instagram. Be brilliant if you could do that. So one last thing before we go, what's that mean for us on the spectrum, or your families or friends who have autism? The world's moving in the right direction to help support them, I guess. Those people who are suffering that don't have it, it's helping them to get the diagnosis that they need, to get the support they need to make life a lot easier for them, so they feel more included, so they can get on with work, get on with life as a normal functioning member of society, I guess, without any hang-ups. They've been doing it for other disabilities for 30, 40 years, and it's only now they're starting to do it for autistic people. So, help me, help these guys jump on board and raise awareness and inclusivity, if that's a word. If not, I just made it up. If anyone's from Oxford, chuck that into your dictionary because it's going to be a good word. I might keep using it. I can't remember what it was, so I have to go through my show notes again to remember what that word was, but I do like it. Can't remember it, but I do like it. So on that note, I'll leave you there, and remember guys, peace, love and autism.